Hello crafty friends, welcome to the Crafty Seas. Today we'll be sharing 5 different card designs that we've made using just one stamp and one die. And this is part of a super fun challenge hosted by Jayne, the Crafting Shed Davies, and we were nominated by the lovely Jenny Ginger Ninja Crafts, and I'll leave all the links that you need in the description box below. And stay tuned for the whole video because we'll be nominating 2 other crafters for this challenge as well. So as part of the challenge you had to make 5 cards and 1 card on camera. So I'll be showing you a tutorial for one of these fancy folds as well. So for this challenge we have chosen to use this Regal Frames die from Crafter's Companion, and as you're only allowed to use one die, we are only using the outer die from this set for all 5 cards. It's a bit of a tricky challenge, but it's fun. And the stamp that we've chosen to use is this thank you sentiment that we got in a D-Stash or a Crafty prize, we're not quite sure. And we thought that was a good sentiment, and we're also doubly challenging ourselves to use only the Crafter's Companion Country Lane paper pad and this beautiful All Good Things Are Wild and Free paper pad as well. And as we were making 5 cards, we thought it would be a great way to also participate in Monica Paper Mona's giveaway challenge as well. And Monica's holding a giveaway as a subscriber thank you, and all she'd like you to do is to make something following one of her tutorials. So all of our cards today are fancy fold cards and have been inspired by the lovely Monica at Paper Mona using her tutorials and her guides to fancy folds. So please pop over to Monica's channel. I'll leave a link in the description box below. And the first card that we'll be showing you how to make is a Joyfold card. To make the Joyfold card base, you'll need a piece of card 7.5 inches by 6 inches, and you're going to score at 2.5 inches to create the front flap. And we'll need a second piece of card, and we've made this one 8 inches by 5 inches, and we've scored at 4 inches to create our fold out element of the Joyfold. So that will sit in there like that. Next up we are going to create our mat and layers, and we're sticking to using the same paper pad, the Country Lane paper pad and the Wild and Free paper pad. So for your mats and layers you will need 1 piece of cardstock 4 3/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, and then you'll need a sheet of design paper for your layer, and that will be 4.5 by 5.5 inches. And then you'll need a piece 2 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches in your mat, and then for your layer it will be 2 inches by 5.5 inches, and you will need 2 of them. I'll leave all the measurements in the description box below for you. And that's the cardstock you'll need for the back part of the Joyfold card, and for your flip out part you will need 3 panels. Well, technically you'll only need 1 for your front, but it's up to you how you decorate. But we've used 3, which are 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. Once you've got all those pieces cut out, it's time to stick them all down. And your large piece is going to go in the back of your card here. Then your layer of your design paper on top. Next up is your 2 slim panels. You're just going to put your design paper on top of your mat and attach them to the front flap and the inside of the front flap. Once we've got that all nice and adhered to the card base, we're going to move on to the joy fold element of the card, and we've chosen to put designer paper on the three sides of the fold out, or you could add a pocket and on the inside flap to hold a gift card or an ATC. It's really up to you how you decorate this. It's just a fun fold that Monica introduced to us, and we like to share it with you. For this challenge, you're only allowed to use one die, so again, we'll be using this opulent frame die from Crafter's Companion, and here we've cut it out twice, once in the green card and once in the decorative card, and we're just going to create a small drop shadow and give the topper a little bit of dimension. And we're going to use these dried flowers that we picked up in a recent haul from the range to decorate the topper for the front of our card. As part of the challenge, Jayne would like us to nominate 2 more crafters for the Crafty challenge. So we'll be nominating Andrea, the Crumbling Crafter, and Stacey Stace. And don't worry ladies, if it's something that you don't want to do, there's no pressure at all, and there's no time limit on it. It's just a bit of crafty fun to stretch your creativity. And if you found this video fun, make sure to follow along the challenge to see what everyone else creates with just one stamp and one die. Back now to our joy fold. We're just continuing to layer up these beautiful dried flowers on our die cut to make the topper, and then we're going to attach that to the front of our flip out on the joy fold. And again, we're going to use our trusty thank you sentiment stamp, and this time we're using some distress ink in the peeled paint colour, and we're just going to stamp that sentiment in the inside of our joy fold flip. And the last thing is, just check that your card's opening the right way, attach your adhesive to the back, and then slip in your fold into the card base, and here you have a lovely joy fold card. And next up, I'm going to show you the other 4 cards we've made as part of this challenge. Next up is this beautiful gatefold card, and we've used the die to create the aperture and an ornate edge for the gatefold. And inside we have layered a coordinating one of the dies, and then in the contrasting paper we have fussy cut off the fancy trim to give us a decorative layer, and we've just heat embossed the sentiment thank you on the inside and added a couple of coordinating enamel dots to the outside. So that's our second card in the 5 card challenge. Our third card is another fancy fold card inspired by Monica, and this is a bridge fold card. Again, we've used the thank you sentiment in the middle heat embossed, and we've just used the ornate frame die in some gold card as a backing. And the bridge folds are super cute card. They can fold flat but pop up to give you that wow factor when displaying them. And you can let us know down below what your favourite card out of the 5 that we have made is, and have you tried any of these fancy folds? Next up is a easel card, and again we've used the gold card to give a drop shadow against the ornate frame in the green, and gold thank you with some iridescent sequins, matte and layered the lovely papers together, and this one sits up like that with the thank you. And here, to create the stopper for our easel card, we have layered up some of the ornate die cut that we have cut in half, and there's a space there for your message. Our last card for the 5 fold card challenge is this reverse easel fancy fold card. We've just stamped it in a coordinating dark green ink, matte and layered it for the stopper, and used some of the dried flowers as a decorative topper. So a huge thank you to Jayne for nominating us for this fun challenge. It was a little tricky to limit ourselves to just one stamp and one die to make the 5 cards. And thanks again to Monica for the inspiration for all of these fancy fold cards. All the details you'll need will be linked below. Please let us know what your favourite card is that we've made, and keep following along this challenge hosted by Jayne. Until next time, thanks everyone for watching, and happy crafting!